to Real Life Matters. I'm DBoss. I have here with me a real estate guru, actually a realtor, Kenneth Toppin. Welcome back.
What's up? Hit me.
He was on my first taping when he came for. And how have you evolved since then?
I've made no progress in my life. I've actually went downhill. No, I'm joking. No. It's been good.
That suit looks very expensive.
It's on layaway. No.
It's on layaway. I don't know no layaway things that you could be wearing.
You know what? It's like, I mean, it's been well. I've learned a lot. You know, it's when you're an entrepreneur working for yourself, you learn how to just kind of improve your business as you go along.
Right.
So, and every single time you want to improve, you just kind of have to look at what barriers you need to accomplish to get to that point.
Right.
So I think since I left you, I think I was top 10.
Yeah, it was the top 10 at Century 21 Real Estate.
And now I'm top 3. I'm just trying
Excuse me, now you're 3?
in all of Toronto. Yes, there we go.
And you know what? He has the formula. He's the realtor, the mortgage broker, the stager.
No.
Aren't you everything
I'm an
now?
outsourcer.
You're outsourcing
I'm a
now?
high-level manager. So what I do is
I changed the thing. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
No. You know what it is? It's like a one-stop shop philosophy, right? So
Okay.
It's one of those things where I'm the realtor,
Yes.
and that's what I do well. I shouldn't be in a home staging it. I shouldn't need to be in a home cleaning the carpets, taking the photos. I'd rather hire a professional who can do it very well.
Well, that means like, well, see, it doesn't mean you're actually doing it, but you do it. You still incorporate and do it.
Right, and then I have now. So from last time, what's changed is I hired an assistant.
Yeah.
That's been a huge change for me because it's allowed me to actually elevate myself even
You
further.
have an assistant? I can
do.
imagine that person must be like, oof.
What?
Because he does everything himself. I don't know how he does. What does the assistant do? Does she answer the phone?
No, you know what? It's more like the admin paperwork when you're doing real estate transactions.
Okay,
and
like the
yeah.
offers and stuff?
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
more drafting offers, booking
Okay.
appointments, and doing some of the marketing stuff. And then
That must have been hard to let go a little bit.
no, it was actually great. I'm not a very organized person, boss.
Okay.
So it was good. So it allowed me to elevate further.
And what area do you do? So everybody can know.
You know what? I do 90% in the Durham region. So you got Scarborough, well, Scarborough's not Durham, but it's borderline. So
Okay.
Scarborough, Pickering, Ajax, Whitby, Oshawa. So that's kind of the main areas that I focus on.
And where's your office located?
Whitby.
And when we know you live out, we won't say your house where you live out. So
Thank you.
we don't want anybody tracking you down.
but yeah, go on.
Okay, so what did you come here to relate to
Yeah,
people
like
today?
you know what? It's interesting, right? The market. So this is we're based in Toronto, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you know the market has fundamentally changed in the past week, right? And it's
In a week?
Yes, it's a complete fundamental flip. I know that much of you heard about the whole tax on the whole 15% tax coming in Ontario.
Can you tell us?
Right. So basically, what happened in BC, they implemented a foreign buyer's tax because a lot of the people overseas, like in China, they were just dumping the money into the economy.
Okay.
Right, and causing the prices to go higher and higher. Right, it was caused a price increase there. So in Toronto has been jumping 27%.
What?
Month over month. I told
That's
this thing,
crazy.
yeah.
So we can't even come and buy a house then.
Well, if you have the money for it, right? but it's funny,
get
right?
the money, yeah, we live in Toronto, we can't get nothing.
So the problem that's been scaring of government in Toronto is that the prices have just jumped to numbers that don't make any sense. In a sense where I sold the same house 3 times, January, February, March, the same model for $25,000 more each time.
You sold a house 3 times?
Not the same, but the same model.
That's the same kind of model,
Yeah.
right?
Wow.
It was in the same area too?
Yeah. So
Wow.
prices have just been kind of going higher and higher and higher, right? So what ended up happening was that they made a lot of changes in Toronto, but one of the main changes is they said that they're going to now incorporate a 15% tax on foreign investors to try to lower the prices, right? Now, it really shouldn't have had that much of an impact, to be honest, because only 5% of home buyers are actually foreign anyways, but it scared off a lot of buyers in general. So we've actually...
So how do you calm people back down with that?
You know what? So we've turned to a buyer's market overnight. So we're in January, February, March in Toronto, you couldn't buy a home without having a bidding war, and I mean 15-man deep bidding wars.
And this guy does some real deep bidding wars.
Oh, I win them a lot, but this is the thing. It's challenging,
Was that
right?
one when I came to my interview?
But the thing is, right, so we went from a market where when you're a seller, you put it on the market, you hold back offers, and then you have like 10 people there bidding, right?
Okay.
And there was just a high demand, so it was extremely a great time if you were a seller. It was extremely challenging when you were a buyer.
Last week?
No, probably from like about 2 weeks ago to like, and for the last like year and a half.
Jeez.
But now what's happened is there's been a crazy cooling off period. And it's been so crazy that they haven't even announced how big it's been yet, because the stats aren't even out, but I'm actually witnessing and seeing it every day. So I know there's going to be some report in about 2 weeks that talks about how it's slowed down a lot, right? And what's happening now is you have a lot of inventory on the market, and you're not, it's now it's a buyer's market, so buyers actually have options now.
So can first-time buyers get a house, or because they were kind of getting knocked out the market?
Well, you know what? So what's happening now is you have a lot of homes that are on the market, on the inventory right now, and there's like no traffic going in. It's very, very slow. So what's causing this now is you're seeing from like January, February, because of the stats, days on market per house was like 6 days, 4 days, 3 days, then it's gone. Right now, days on market is like 11 days, 12 days, 14 days, 15 days. So so now sellers are willing to actually.
They're kind of waiting.
Negotiate. Well, not even waiting, because they need to negotiate, right? So now as a buyer, you can actually go in there and not pay, $80K over asking. Most people are just asking what they want, and that's it. Okay. Right?
Have you got a lot of American buyers coming over?
No.
Okay, because I've heard that a lot of people said Americans are coming over because they want to get away.
You know what I would say? Well, it's just funny. I actually disagree with most people about real estate. No, but you know what I mean? Like, do Americans come over? Do foreigners come over? But at the end of the day, it's people that are living in, like, for me, Scarborough, that are looking to buy in, like, you know what I mean? That's like 90% of what's going on. Like, so I don't really focus on like the small minority, like the small majority. The high majority of people are living here and are looking to buy. But the catastrophic problem actually is people that purchased in a seller's market, and now they need to sell their home in a buyer's market. So what's happened now, people in Toronto, it's actually very, very bad actually. I feel bad for these families. So they go out, their neighbor sold their home for like $800,000. They're like, or no, let's say 600.
Right.
And like, sweet, my neighbor got 600. I'm gonna go now buy a home for 850 because I can get my 6. So they go buy their home for 850. You know what I mean? And now they come back to sell their home and can't even get 6 and can't even get 550.
So what do they do?
They're in a bad situation. Wow. They have now went and purchased the home
that they can't, and now they can't afford it
because the market literally just switched within like so quickly. So what's happening a lot? So what's happening a lot is a lot of sellers.
But you like to sit down and tell people, get what you can afford.
No, so I tell people always sell first, and it's funny, right? Because in the last, so I always say sell first because you have to know, you should always know what
you have to be working with,
right? So it's happened. A lot of people didn't want to sell first because they were afraid to go and sell and have to go win a home in a bidding war. But winning a home in a bidding war is not too hard if you're strategic about it. But however, that's the next thing. But they didn't want to actually sell first. They wanted to go buy first. So I always say when you sell first, you know you have the 600 for a fact. So now when you're going out and buying, you know.
So just wait a bit. So where do they stay at in the meantime? At a hotel or?
No. Well, they're in their house right now, but they're in their house knowing they're trying to get their home sold.
Right.
They know they bought already.
Right.
They know they have to move into it. They know they promised their bank X amount down payment, but they're now depending on their sale of their home.
Instead of going out and buying something and then here's their home can't even pay for the one that you just went
what's happening, their monthly mortgage payment is going to be a lot higher than what they expected, put it that way. So where they were going to put down, let's say, $250 transferring over on the new property, they can only transfer over like $180. So now their monthly mortgage payment is going to go from, it's a huge difference actually.
That's a big difference. That's a formula for house poor.
So
your house poor.
That's that, you know, so there's that aspect, you know, and so that's what's happening a lot. But so for buyers, for first-time home buyers, it's actually the best time to actually get
So
into the
for
market.
them now to get into the market now, it's a good time for first-time home
Yes,
buyers. But
it's-
then how do you tell them, how do you tell somebody that's a first-time home buyer that you cannot buy this, you can get this with your income?
Well, you know what? I'm a realist, right? So I look at people and I say, what do you want to spend per month, including your mortgage and your property tax? What is your budget? If your budget is like say 2,000, then there's for everyone's budget, there's actually usually one little pocket that they can go anyways, because builders build homes in increments all over the place,
Right.
and they build in very similar pockets and different styles, layouts, sizes, and whatnot. So normally, if someone has a max budget of 2,000, their home actually sells for X amount anyways,
Okay.
and they fundamentally can't afford that other home. So, for example, if I just tell people what's your budget, based on
Okay.
your budget, your max purchase price is going to be this.
And what if they don't want to listen?
Well, then they just don't buy with it. Then what
You
can I
just
do?
say, because you don't want to put them in for their
No,
house.
no, no. I'll say, like, for example, usually what ends up happening, they say, so I'm a Durham realtor, and the further east you go, homes get cheaper, right? The further away from the city, they get cheaper. So they
Right.
say, Ken, I'm like, what's up? I'm like, I don't want to live past Pickering, but I'm not, my monthly mortgage payment is, my max is this, and I'm saying, okay, well, you can only afford $600,000, and you're not buying it in Pickering, but you are buying it in Whitby. So what do you want to do? Do you either want to readjust your
numbers and
your
stuff.
numbers, or do you want to pay more? Do you want to pay 2,400? Then you know what I mean. So I'll just ask them based on your budget, where do you want to go, and then it normally works.
So do you, okay, so that's a good thing.
Or
So
don't
do
buy
you
anything.
normally work it on the two people's salaries, or do you just kind of do it on one because if somebody lose their job or something like that?
You know what? That's for the mortgage broker, right? So they will decide on who needs to be on title and if it's too solid. Normally, in today's market, it's actually the land of dual income, anyways. I don't know too many people that can
Okay.
actually get approved for a home single income. So
Okay.
the average income is, let's say, 40K. To
Okay.
buy these homes right now, you're gonna need at least, like, I think $100,000. So unless you're raking in six figures by yourself, you're not buying a home by yourself anyways. So it's actually
Okay.
a land of dual income. Get a partner, get a girlfriend, get a wife, and
You see it?
you're not buying a home
You
by
say it,
yourself
you're not buying a
anyway.
home where you say please
No, you're
get
not.
somebody.
It's just a reality of it, right? It's too hard. And prices are too expensive. Like the average home right now is like townhouse. You're looking at like $500,000.
Right.
You know what I mean? So unless you're balling out of control, then you know. So there's that aspect, and the other aspect I think what's changed as well is like, and where I came as well is the real estate profession hasn't always been the most highly respected in a sense.
What?
I just feel that way, right? There's like everyone's a realtor. There's a lot of realtors out
Yeah,
there, a
there
lot
is.
of agents, and you don't really hear too
You
many.
see everybody in the bus stop. You see this buddy, the brother and sister,
Yeah,
mother,
right.
whoever.
I mean, not like the car, like I don't know, you know what I mean.
Do you
But
have a picture up in Whitby with you?
I have a bus shed, yeah. Why?
Why would
I've
I
always
not
wanted a
think
bus
not?
shed. That's why I want to drive by. And
You
be like,
always
what
want
up?
to see you in a bus shed?
Yeah, but you know what? It's crazy. So like, I think for the last longest while, being an agent in the seller's market has been great.
Okay.
Because you were able to, like, every property was going to sell.
Okay.
And what it sold for depended on the agent, I believe, but every property was going to sell. So when you're
Okay.
going to presentations, a lot of the times clients are saying, you know, well, my home will sell anyways by myself, but now we're in a buyer's market. So now some of the questions that you want to ask your agent, your listing agent, is kind of important is, well, you know, like, how many homes have you actually sold now? Because now we're in a buyer's market where
Right.
we have, you know, what is your percent to asking? So when you put a home up for 600, do you get 600? Do you get 590, or do you get beat down to like 420? It's important.
It's hard. No, because you see all these shows on TV. Like, what do you do when your home gets beat down like that? That's, you know, like you're relying on. That's a big part of your income that just left.
Well, that's why. So now these are questions as a selling. So I'm a listing agent, right? So I normally work with listers. So
Okay.
for people who are selling their homes now, some of the important things you'd want to know about your agent is some of these stats.
Okay.
You know, because now, but before you'd go up on the market for like $500,000, holdback offers, 180 over asking, all these stories.
Yeah, I heard that. I
all
heard
this
that.
stuff.
People
So-
just say pay, and then they put people out of, you know, where they can't even get the home.
Well, exactly. So most homes in Toronto, so the average home and over asking.
Okay.
Like all across the board, but now, so it was easier because now you're able to just list your home for whatever, for a low amount, sit back and
Just wait.
have a bidding war, you know?
Okay.
But now you're in a time where you're just, that's not happening anymore. So
Okay.
now you're in a time where people are just putting their home up for what they want, and now you have to defend that.
Okay.
So now it's all about when you're a listing agent, how well do you defend that? So some of the questions that you probably want to ask your,
Okay.
yeah, man.
All right, well, he gave us a lot of good information today. Ken, you always do. He's gonna
Thank
come
you.
back and gives people a lot of information and some things. He gives us little insider tips what you need, because sometimes some people don't tell you those things when you're going to go list a house, and he really works for you. I can tell you because I know, because he works all the time. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I want to thank you for coming on today,
For sure.
and you're gonna come back. Don't be telling me you're not coming back with your teeth.
Huh?
I will come
I'll
down.
be- I'll be
I will
back.
come to your office in Whitby.
You will call me. I know you know my number very well.
Yeah, and all his information. Of course, I know. Yeah, I said we know your number. Of course, I know your number. But anyways, all his information will be on the website, and you
Sure.
can contact him. And you have to send a text because sometimes
All right, it's
he's
easier.
just very busy.
You can call me. I'll answer your phone call somewhere.
Okay, all right. But anyways, well, thank you, Kenneth Toppin,
sure.
for sharing that information. Anyways, thank you for tuning in for Real Life Matters. Bye.